Hello everybody, a very warm welcome to you all. My name is Mon, I'm the Bearded Gamer. As usual, I hope you guys all having an absolutely fantastic day and you guys are keeping safe and well. Now today I am going to be bringing you guys my Swordsoul Tenyi Deck Profile for the June 2022 format. Now Swordsoul Tenyi has been represented vastly across YCSs, regionals and nationals, basically across the TCG, and I just wanted to bring you guys my version of the deck. Hope you guys enjoy this. Let's go. So guys, this is my Swordsoul Tenyi Deck Profile for the June 2022 format. I've tried to keep it to 40 cards, although it was quite difficult. There are plenty of decks out there that are playing up to like 43 cards, but yeah, I've tried to keep it to 40, and it is a work in progress. But let's have a look. So you start with 3 Ecclesia. You need to be playing this card at 3. I think there's been some talk about certain players playing it at 2, but you have to be playing it at 3. Going second, this is a super powerful card. Your opponent's obviously going to control monsters. You can tribute a special summon Tyre, which is the one that you're going to be normally special summon off Ecclesia. So you play this at 3. Swordsoul Moya, obviously the main normal summon of the deck. Normal summon, reveal a monster, special summon a token, go into your synchro summon. Longian, you play this at 3. This is what you need to go into your level 10 synchros, and obviously just burning your opponent for 1200. Just super powerful card. You need to be playing this at 3. 2 Tyre. I play Tyre at 2 because we've got Pot Designs in the deck. Some people play this at 1. Some people even potentially side this out. I personally think playing it at 2 is the right ratio. It's also another strong normal summon. It's wind attribute. So if you're playing against like wind barrier statue, it comes up, doesn't it? And then also like the token that you will summon is a water token, so it's got 2 original attributes. Level 4, you can go into like Baxia, shuffle 2 cards. So yeah, powerful. And then for the Tenyis, we play 3 Ashuna. Because why don't you want to play this card at 3 when you can special summon a Tenyi from the deck? Super powerful. 3 Vishuddha. This used to get a lot of play before for decks, especially that were playing like going second builds, because you can just target one of your opponent's cards, return it to the hand. I only play 2 Adhara. I don't think I personally need to play more. It does come up. It's just like a work in progress for me, just coming up with the right ratio for these cards. We're not playing Hakui Fibrax, so that's another reason why I'm just cut it down to 2. But it does come up potentially like games 2 and 3, because it is a level 1 tuner, but I've got this at 2 just for the time being. 1 Shitana, if I've said that correctly. People didn't used to play this card before, simply because it was like niche situations where you would probably need this. But most can see the utility of having it in the deck just as a copy of 1. I think is solid. That's pretty much it for the monsters. If we move on to the hand traps, 3 Ash, because it's the most versatile hand trap in the deck, in the game. Every deck searches, pretty much every deck special summons from the deck. And there's some sort of foolish burial in most decks. So yeah, most versatile. Hits the hardest. I play 3 DD Crow. Now DD Crow is a super powerful card because it hits so many decks currently in the format. It does hit Sword Soul, it hits Drytron, it hits Therion, it hits Despia, branded Despia. And let's not forget, it's not once per turn as well. So if you like open up with 2, you can potentially just really, really hurt your opponent. So yeah, I think this is a super powerful card. I'm playing 3 Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is super strong. You can play Infinite Impermanence over this, but I've just gone with Effect Veiler because this again is a super powerful card. It's a tuner, as a level 1 tuner, can come up, but yeah, it's great hand trap. 1 3 Swordsoul Emergence, just a rotor for the deck, and if you have a look, it's got a secondary effect where you can decrease or increase the level by 1. So what you want to be doing is you want to be using this card to decrease the level of Tyre. Tyre is a level 4, decrease it to level 3. It's the token that you summon is a level 4, and then it becomes like, if you add them up, it's level 7, and then you can go into Yazi that way. So it's super powerful. And then I play 2 Vessel and 2 Heavenly Dragon Circle. 2 and 2 is for me the right ratio. I think most players would agree on that one. You don't want to be opening up multiple copies in your hands. You don't want to be like clogging up your hand or anything. So I think this is the right ratio to be playing these 2 cards. Heavenly Dragon Circle has really good interaction with like Baxia as well, where Baxia can pop a card that you control, and then obviously like Heavenly Dragon Circle is like a quick play, so you can just chain its effect and you can just go off that way. It's a super powerful card. I think people didn't realize its utility before, but I think definitely now people do. One Call by the Grave because it's an absolutely broken card. 2 Pot of Desires because this is an even more of a broken card because it's a pot of greed, isn't it? Just draw 2 cards, and then 1 Swordsoul Blackout to finish off the main deck because destroying 2 of your opponent's cards, why not? And that's pretty much it for the main deck. No spicy tech or anything. It's just a pretty standard build to what you'll see pretty much out there currently in the format. Yeah, nothing really too special. Let's have a look at the extra deck. So 3 Monk of the Tenyi. Now, I remember when Tenyis first came out, I remember looking at this card like, what a waste of a card. Practically does nothing. And then you see it in this deck and it's just super powerful. Just an enabler because it's a non-effect monster, and then you have all these effects that you can activate if you control a non-effect monster or if you tribute a non-effect monster. Super powerful. Play this at 3. 1 Shaman. This is just an obligatory card that you need to be playing at 1 of. 1 Yazi because it's always been an absolutely ridiculously broken synchro monster. 2 Baxia. Baxia is super powerful. Best card in the extra deck. This is the card that's going to hurt your opponent the most. If you're special summoning this off like Tire, which is a wind, and then the token is a water, you're going to be like shuffling 2 of your opponent's cards, which is super powerful. And then like, you can pop and then special summon like a Moye, and you can just go from there. You got really good follow up play, super powerful. 2 Shishao, just the ability to be able to add a card to your hand. You summon this off Moye. If your opponent's not got like any interactions, you can like draw and then add, so you just gain so much advantage. And then obviously the negate effect is super strong. 1 Draco Berserker, which is another powerful card because of its effect, and it's a 3000 attack beat stick. Plays around Token Collector. Really solid card. 1 Feng. Chao Feng is really good because it's light, stops cards like Effect Veiler, stops cards like Nibiru. Nibiru does hurt the deck. Effect Veiler does hurt the deck. Well, it hurts all decks, doesn't it? So yeah, just having this is super strong to be able to just stop, like just being proactive, isn't it? 1 Chengying. Chengying is a powerful card, level 10 synchro. 1 Sinister, Swordsoul Sinister. This is a super powerful card. Again, just when you use this in tandem with Strategist Longyan, you can just burn your opponent for like 3600, and your opponent's already on the back foot. Super strong. 1 Baron de Fleur. Self-explanatory. This again is a card that I think most sorts of players would say that they don't tend to summon as much. Reason being is because like it's a warrior, and if you're activating your Tenyu monster's effect, you're not going to be able to activate its effect anyway because you'll only be allowed, like for example, activate the effect. Sorry, you can't special summon a monster for the rest of the term except worm monsters. So it doesn't always come up, but in certain situations, like for example, if you know your opponent's got like a Nibiru waiting for you, it's really powerful to go into this. Again, just a very proactive card. And then for the last spot, there's 3 potential cards I wanted to talk about. So the first one is Psychic End Punisher. This is probably more prevalent than the other 2 cards that I want to talk about. Basically, if your opponent has equal or if you have less than or equal to life points to your opponent, it's unaffected by the activated effect. And then you can pay like 1000 life points, and like you can banish 1 on your side and 1 card of your opponent's, which is super strong. And then the difference in the life points you attain in the battle phase. So potentially this can go up to like 4500 attack minimum. Can obviously go up to more. This is a super powerful card. But like another card I wanted to talk about potentially is Line of the Light Charm. I've seen some players play this, and I think this is quite strong because if you get Nibiru, the Nibiru token is light, and you can, and it's a non-effect monster, so you can summon like a Tenyi, go into Land of the Light Charmer, crash into the Nibiru, and then you can search Ecclesia, and depending on the game state at the time, you can probably special summon Ecclesia, and then through Ecclesia's effect, you can tribute and then special summon Tyre, and you can combo off that way. But also, what I like about Land of the Light Charmer is that it's super strong against like decks that are playing like light monsters, like the ABC Adventure Therion deck, even it's strong against this deck. Because if you have a look, like you've got Baxia who's light, you've got Shishao who's light, and you've got Chao Feng who's light, and I don't think there's any other lights in deck. Psychic and Punisher as well if your opponent's playing, but you've got quite a few light monsters here. If they are in your opponent's graveyard and you've got Liner, then you can just special summon it and then use it however you wish. So I think Liner is a really strong card. And then this one, some people are playing this. I've not seen it in many deck profiles, but players have mentioned it because you can destroy effect monsters your opponent controls up to the number of non-effect monsters you control and or in your graveyard. So if you've got one, maybe two Monk of the Tenyis in your graveyard, then you can potentially pop like one or two effect monsters that your opponent controls. So it is super powerful. It's 2600 attack as well. So it is a strong card that your opponents might struggle to get over. But yeah, for the last spot, I mean, Psychic End Punisher or Liner, or maybe even Draco Masters of Tenyi. It's entirely up to you what you think will work when you play the deck. And that's pretty much it from me. If you've enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. If you've got any comments or opinions, please do put them in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.